welcome to the Fantasy News Show from the Bottled Imp. My name is Ken Boyter, and this is your weekly fix of fantasy goodness. On this week's show, the new SpiderMan trailer swings into action, Quentin Blake illustrations go into auction, and the Fantasy News Show takes a little Christmas break. But first, we do start with sad news again. We did last week as well. Game of Thrones and Time Bandits actor Peter Vaughan has died aged 93. He was best known for his roles as Maester Aemon in Game of Thrones and Winston the Ogre in Time Bandits and Grouty in the BBC TV show Porridge. His agent Sally Long Innes said he died peacefully with his family around him. Vaughn began his acting career back in the 1950s and became a recognisable face, playing numerous, mainly supporting roles on stage, television, radio and film. He has had a long career. He's been in some really big films and some really big television, and he is always excellent in everything he did. Everything I saw him in, he was amazing. It is really sad news because he was, Game of Thrones, he was perfectly cast in Game of Thrones. He brought such warmth and gentleness and the wisdom of Maester Aemon. He brought that to the character, and it was just perfect casting. Obviously, our thoughts and best wishes go to his friends and family. The first trailer for the new Spider-Man film has been released. The Spider-Man film is called SpiderMan Homecoming, I'll get that right, and the trailer is called Peter Just Wants to Save the World. Well, who doesn't? Anyway, it sees British actor Tom Holland play Peter Parker, aka Spider-Man, for the first time in his own film. He did make a bit of a cameo in Captain America Civil War. And the film sees the young hero test his power against threats like the Vulture, who's played by Michael Keaton, and the Tinkerer. I love that, the Tinkerer, played by Michael Shannas. And it's arguably Peter's toughest challenge is just actually coping with everyday life at school. And I guess I like that because he's not a flashy kind of kid who's got all the moves in real life. He's a little bit like Superman. He's a bit kind of awkward and a bit bumbly. And then obviously because he becomes Spider-Man, he then can, hide behind the mask and be the person he wants to be. So I do like that. Well, I've not really got into all this. The last 15 years have seen a spate of superhero films. I've not really got into them. I don't know why. I don't necessarily totally connect with superhero films, but I do want to. Unfortunately now, I just feel there's so many of them, I don't quite know where to begin. So I will have to kind of maybe just start way back, and just plough my way through them. Apparently though, this one is, you can just dip into it. You can just go, right, even if I haven't seen any superhero films, I can just go and watch this and it should be fine, which I am aiming to do. I just kind of want to get into this. I guess out of all my superheroes, I do like Spider-Man. I remember watching the cartoon as a kid and absolutely loving it. Obviously, you can see the trailer for yourself if you go to sonypictures.co.uk, and we'll put the link in the description, or obviously you can just search for it on YouTube. Dark Regions Press are having a festive discount on all their books this weekend. Oh yes. Dark Regions publish a variety of horror, fantasy and sci-fi fiction, and they have over 50 authors on their press. They also have audiobooks and other merchandise for sale, like prints for sale. And this weekend they are feeling particularly Christmassy. They have 3 release codes that will give you discounts on their website. They are, if you order $10 or more on darkregions.com, you can then receive $5 off your order. If you order $100 or more, you receive $50 off, which is a massive discount. Or, and I don't know how many people are going to do this one, but anyway, if you order if you spend $1,000 worth of goods, then you will get $500 off. So that is a massive discount. In fact, if my maths is correct, that's 50%. Anyway, there are hundreds of books to choose from on their website, so if you do want to order some in time for Christmas, well, hopefully it's still in time for Christmas, then you need to visit darkregions.com. Quentin Blake drawings are auctioned to raise money for an illustration museum. Quentin Blake's best known and much loved work was with the legendary children's author Roald Dahl, and he has donated several illustrations to the auction. Original drawings by Eric Carl, Nick Park, Raymond Briggs, and obviously Quentin Blake have gone on public display for the first time, and they will be auctioned at Sotheby's, and that's in London, on Thursday, i.e. tomorrow, to raise funds for the permanent, get this, 6.5 million Museum of Illustrations in London. And the pictures have an estimate of up to £5,000, with Quentin Blake saying, "There is such a strong tradition of illustration in this country," i.e. the UK, but there is no place where you can go and see all these things on permanent display. And that's a great idea. What a brilliant idea, because we do have a rich history of illustrations. You think back of all the brilliant illustrators we've had for books over the years, and just people who do illustrations, paintings as well. And what a fantastic idea to put it all in one place. I think it's a brilliant idea. I'd love to go and see it. Can't wait till it opens. The auction pieces with other illustrations that are loaned for the exhibition will be on display, as I say, in Sotheby's, and that's in Bond Street in London. And then the sale goes on Thursday. So obviously, if you've got a few £1,000 and you want an original William Blake, not William Blake, that's a completely different artist altogether, Quentin Blake, then pop along. I'm going to tell you about a few cinema releases. The first one is Assassin's Creed, and that film hits the cinemas in the UK in the new year. The film stars Michael Fassbender, I should say, not Fast. He's probably pretty quick as well, isn't he? Quite actiony. Fassbender as Callum Lynch, where revolutionary technology that can unlock his genetic memories experiences the adventures of his ancestor. And I don't know how you pronounce this. Aguilar, way back in the 15th century Spain. So basically there's technology that can access his memories of his ancestors, and they've honed in on this 15th century Aguilar, and Callum discovers that he is descended from a mysterious secret society called the Assassins, and he assembles incredible knowledge of the skills to take on the oppressive and powerful Templar organisation in the present day. Now, the film is directed by Justin Kurzel and hits the cinemas in the UK on New Year's Day. So that's something to look forward to, isn't it? Also, I do want to mention again the film A Monster Calls. That's also released on New Year's Day. And the film is adapted from the book of the same title and was written by Patrick Ness from an idea by award-winning writer Siobhan Dowd. And the story is about a boy named Conor and his daily struggle with his mother's diagnosis of terminal cancer. And when a tree monster comes into his life, Conor's pretty much unsure what's going on. Obviously, you don't necessarily expect a tree monster to be knocking at your windows late one night. It's a sort of discovery about what this monster actually wants. Is he here to scare him? Is he here to eat him? What is it that he actually wants? Well, I won't actually spoil it. I'll let you go and see the film, or indeed read the book. Now, I have read the book, and it is a really touching and profound story, as you can imagine, because it does deal with his mother that's actually dying of cancer, and it's his coping with that is at the heart of the story. We have actually done, I've got a hair that just fell on my nose. We have actually done a review of that, which is actually coming out this Friday, so you can check that out if you want to know more about the book and consequently more about the film, because I'm really interested to see how they're actually going to adapt this. I'm hoping, and I'm pretty sure they have done it, that they will respect what the book's about and put all their love and care into it that the actual writer Patrick Ness did. And the book was actually, the original idea was actually by Siobhan Dowd, who herself, while she was writing the book or coming up with the concept and putting it all together, she actually had terminal cancer herself. So it is a very heartwarming and touching and very moving book. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with the film. Yes, as I say, don't miss that. That is on New Year's Day. Kickstarter news. Here we go. Kalki Quest is a collaborative game for one or more players, set in a fantasy Japanese-inspired world with a Ghibli look. Again, if that's how you pronounce that. Ghibli, let's find out. Kalki Quest is a collaborative board game. It's heavily based on classic mechanics of combat games and RPGs. It's set in a fancy Japanese-inspired world. There are miniatures included, and they're designed with the chibi look, which apparently, and I had to look this up, it means a cute way of design with the characters that have big expressions and big, sort of like, I guess, the big eyes. And I also discovered it means short people as well. Not necessarily hobbits, but just small kind of miniature people, but with big expressive heads and eyes. Anyway, it does look pretty cool. Players can choose between different heroes, such as the brave samurai, the stoic monk, and the fiery gunslinger, the righteous priest. And that's just to name a few. There are a few more as well that you can choose from. Each hero has a unique set of traits, which will be movement, health, defense, melee power, reach, and range power. It looks like they've all got that, but within that, then they're all, they do differ within those set of traits. There are tons of components in this game, the basic edition, which includes 6 board games, an adventure book, 10 times combat dice that are customed, scenery elements, plus there's 103 miniatures. So if you like your miniatures, this game could well be for you. It's actually available in 5 different languages, which I don't think is always the case with board games. It's maybe another language, maybe German. But this is available in English, Spanish, French, Italian, and German. They have various rewards, as you can imagine, and lots of stretch goals as well to unlock. Plus, they have plenty of playthrough videos and a good explanation of how the game plays. It's already funded and it finishes on the 19th of December. Tales from the Loop is a retro role-playing game that's set in an alternate 1980s universe created by sci-fi artist Simon Stellenhag. Again, let's see if I pronounce that right. In 1954, the Swedish government ordered the construction of the world's largest particle accelerator. The facility was completed in 1969, located deep below the pastoral countryside of Malaramana, or Manamana. The local population called this marvel of technology the Loop. And in this role-playing game, you play teenagers in the late 80s, solving mysteries that are connected to the loop. Mysteries meaning each scenario. And you can choose between character types such as the bookworm, the troublemaker, the popular kid, and the weirdo. I think I know which one I'll be picking. The various scenarios lead the characters to encounter strange machines and weird creatures that have come to haunt the countryside after the loop was built. The kids get to escape their everyday problems and be part of something meaningful and magical. But there's also danger. I guess that's what makes it exciting, obviously. The lead writer is seasoned Swedish game writer Niels Hins, backed up by the entire Free League team. Now, I'm not sure exactly who they are. I tried looking up, I couldn't quite find it. I'm assuming it's something to do with role-playing, that there's an actual kind of team that is online that you can get help from if you want to design your own RPG. If anybody does know what they are, please leave a comment. I'd like to know. They're going to be handling the project management, editing, and graphic design. Additional writing in the game will be done by award-winning and best-selling game writer and author Matt Forbeck, who will be writing the alternate US campaign setting. So that's interesting, that they've tailoring it, I guess, to the different market. I do love the concept of this role-playing. It does remind me of the TV and the Netflix show Stranger Things, which was an excellent show, by the way. If you've not seen that, check that out. It is almost funded and it finishes on the 15th of December, so you best be quick if you would like to back it. Legrand Legacy pays homage to the Japanese role-playing game classics for the PC. In a chaotic world, I should do this as a cinema, shouldn't I? In a chaotic world torn apart by civil war. Can't keep that up, I've got a bit of a paragraph here. And threatened by an otherworldly invasion, 6 unlikely heroes have come together, and you play Finn, a reluctant leader who soon discovers that the true peril to their universe lies within themselves. Conflict. within themselves. There you go. The game mechanics are turn-based combat with action, circle, tempo, and interruption, which in English means basically you have to press the correct button at the right time in order to grant you bonuses to attack and defend your actions, basically. You will also need to watch out for interruptions that can be triggered by the attacks from your enemies. However, you can also interrupt enemies, so you'll have to plan and act accordingly. You'll also be able to play some fun mini-games, and you'll be able to, and I quite like this idea, it's a little bit like Skyrim, recruit non-player characters to help you restore the Dunville Castle back to its former impressive glory. So a bit of building going on there. Plus, there are also quite a few side quests to get lost in as well. Now, the game does look beautiful and does look like there's full of strategy. Seems like this is the sort of computer game that you can really lose yourself in and really get immersed in, which is the type of games I like. It's nearly funded and it finishes on the 16th of December. Now, we do have some Bottled Imp news. We have a winner of our 100th show giveaway. Congratulations to Ben Jones from the UK. You'll be getting your prize, which was the Viking game 9 Worlds by Richard Denning. You will be getting that very, very soon, so look out for that. And we have done a review of 9 Worlds, so you can check that out on our channel as well. So congratulations, Ben. Plus, one more Bottle Imp bit of news. The Fancy News Show, i.e. this show, will be taking a little short break for Christmas. Yes, this will be the last show before Christmas, but fear not, it will be returning at some point in January. And we'd also put a little few tweaks to the show as well, so look out for those, although Julian thinks that I shouldn't have told you that, because now we have to do them. Well, there you go. Tough. I've said it, and we have to keep our promises now. It could just be me wearing a hat. Maybe it's that. Or a different fancy dress costume every week. Who knows what it will be? Well, I think we do. Do we? Do we, Julian?
Not a clue.
Not a clue. Apparently we don't know what the tweets are going to be, but they will be there. We promise you. What we'll do though is we will post on Twitter and Facebook exactly when the show is going to be coming back. As I say, it will be sometime in January, so look out for that. If you haven't liked our Facebook page, please do so. It makes us look popular, and everybody wants to be popular. And it does obviously mean you'll be getting extra posts, because we don't always put everything, that's a great place where we put new things up. Like, for example, I've been playing board games over the weekend. I'll be putting loads of pictures up of that. And also there'll be other things that, you might not find out about unless you have liked it. But that is all we have time for, fellow imps. So thank you so much for watching. Remember to keep watching, subscribe, and share the word of the Bottled Imp. But until next time, fellow imps, remember, keep it unreal. And Merry Christmas!